to be holy in Leviticus. Then we multiply to where you couldn't even number us. But since we refuse his philosophy, he's gonna consume us with curses from Deuteronomy. It's all about the quality, never about the quantity. To the last 5 letters from Israelite, you got YAH'S elite. 1 from a family and 2 from a city. What make up the remnant who Yahweh with pity? He visits the iniquity to the seeds of them that hated him, showing his mercy to thousands of them that wait for him. My Genesis started with the crucifix. I never knew I was worshiping graven images. No sacrifices of righteousness, only wickedness. Man-made doctrine is all of what religion is. No addition or contradicting what Yah has mentioned. It ain't no need for multiplication or long division. No subtraction or any other type of mathematics. Just trusting Yahweh's word and what he say will happen.
Let's go. It's the delight of my soul, the only thing that controls. This is the sweetest of roll that I ate in this hole. You know it's the Almighty, the one who's always right. You see the light in the sky, you know it's day. And then it's night when the lesser light shine. It's the most sublime, the most profound, the illest sound ever heard round this town, around this globe. It be the Torah of Yahweh Elohim. Do you understand the things that I speak in these days of the last? It come past when these people about to fall off the earth like grass withers, like the flower fades. You know how it is these days. People getting played, being told lies of age, but my words they spray, proclaim the most high name. And you know how it is. We ain't playing no games. Now you give me this word, so it beats the fire, and y'all be like wood burned up. Tell me that you could ever test black. Never that. Step back. Don't make me grab the cat. Quickly they go click to the clack. Y'all cats see how it all comes all into one meaning of truth. It be Yahweh. I'm up in the booth doing what I do, teaching my youth. Y'all cats better know the truth in here. There's no spears, there's no squares. There's only one Yahweh, the Elohim. I'm his son, IshiYAH, Malak, and I'm done.
The light has come, the glory of Yah has risen up on his sons and his daughters. The darkness is uncovered, pool sheets of our lovers were perverted till we burn. So now it's time to return back to Yah, our city of refuge, the fountains of living waters. This shower sweet with righteousness restores my order and turns this song to a king, a song for my soul to sing that brought me down very low. My garments white like the wings. Shaddai Yah, praise be the Most High that brought me out of insanity, crushed the towers of vanity. You made a man of me. I'm now asking for a key, no longer my refugee. I'm now Yah's planet C.
We don't march to the city. We don't dance. We don't sleep. We don't run to the city. We don't fly to the city. We don't march to the city. We don't dance. We don't sleep. We don't run to the city. Run to the city.
1,000 meters rough. Measure waters came to your ankle. The method did repeat. Waters came right to your knee. Before you furthered your goings, waters came to your loins. 1,000 measures and the last river you could not pass. Everything that touched the waters was healed. Plenty of fish left to swim. There was meat from the trees, nourished our bodies from leaves. The vision I seen was more than a dream. Waters flow on sides of sanctuary. My heart had joy and merit. I'm renovating my soul until we make it it home. Foolish and forever gone, got spirit resting on my bones. Brothers and sisters, you with me? Let's purge ourselves really quickly, make out those policies 50. So we gone.
We gon' march to the city of God. We gon' dance, we gon' sleep, we gon' run to the city, we gon' fly to the city of God. We gon' march to the city of God. We gon' dance, we gon' sleep, we gon' run to the city,
The praises to the Most High for getting me out, for blessing me with understanding of what you talking about. My sins are too many, I thought another God could save. Till you awoke me from a slumber, pull me right from my grave. And now that I'm saved, I'm blessed to know and understand truth, that no blessing or curse.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise and honor. Be magnified. Once again, the Creator has allowed us to come before you another week, another day, bringing to you his great, holy, and exalted words, even the words of Yah. My name is Mowreh IshYAH YIsraEL of the house of Israel, located right here in Cincinnati, Ohio, 1907 Vine Street, bringing to you nothing but the truth. And yes, it is true. All we're going to do is tell you the truth. For Yah ordained me to tell you the truth, so this is what I'm going to do. And who is this Yah? Yah is the creator of the heaven, the earth, the sea, and all that is therein is. Yah is the Elohim of our fathers, the Elohim of Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yisrael, whom you may know as Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Yah is our king, he's our judge, he's our lawgiver, and Yah is our only savior, and not just of Israel. Yah is the savior of the world. And I thank and praise the mighty Yah for allowing us to come before you another day and another week. We're starting a little bit late due to technical difficulties. We got a new mixing board, and so operating it is a little tricky. However, we're on now. The Creator lets us know emphatically in the book of Isaiah, the 34th chapter, the 16th verse. Watch what the Creator lets us know. Seek ye out of the book of Yahweh and read. No one of these shall fail. No one of what? Yahweh books. None shall want her mate. What's a mate? Something that is a match. Something that is that can compare. But none will want her mate. For my mouth it has commanded, and his spirit has gathered them. Commanded what? And gather what? The various books that Yahweh will bring his divine, unadulterated, holy, and exalted words. And this is what I found in meeting with the various leaders around the country. This is what we found in bringing leaders together. And this is what we have found in teaching the Creator's Word. That our people don't have the order that they should have. Therefore, when our people go to study the Creator's Word, oftentimes they're studying it out of order. And many of the things become very confusing to our people. And what we're going to do, even in this beginning of this third year, this new year, and yes, it is the third year of YAH, Sabbaths of years. We're the only ones who can declare what year this is, because we're the only ones teaching YAH, Sabbaths of years. And we also declaring that we're at the beginning of this year, even though many of our people are not. Although the Creator lets us know that study the ants, watch the ants. And why do he want you to watch the ants? Because he said they gather their food in the summer. And all you got to do is go around the various cities, even here in Cincinnati where it's cold. Ants are all over the place gathering food as we speak. This is something you will not see in the winter, only in the summer. Why you think Yahweh say watch them, study them? Furthermore, even here in a cold place like Cincinnati, the trees are already bursting open with color, with flowers, as well as leaves. And when would that happen? Would it happen in the winter, or would that happen in the summer? You don't have to go by me or any other teacher. All you have to do is open up your eyes and go by the word of Yahweh. Why you think Yahweh told you to seek ye out of the book of Yahweh and read? Because once you begin to read the word of Yahweh, knowledge becomes easy to them that understands. And we're going to show you how to study. We're going to show you how to read the Creator's Word. Because the Creator's Word is not to be read like and studied like other books. I know there are many will have you to just read from the book of Genesis and just read. And just read in the book of Numbers and read in the book, and they'll take a whole year just to read the book of the law. It don't take no whole year to read the book of the law at all. But we're going to show you how to read the Creator's Word and how to study the Creator's Word. And since Yahweh said, remember the law of Moses, this is where we're going to start. The first 5 books of the Bible. And by the end of this week, you're going to know how to study these 5 books, how to read these 5 books, how to understand these 5 books. And then we'll get into the various prophets, the various testimonies. that Yahweh wants you to know. And this is the thing you want to know about the Creator's Word. There's only 39 books in the Old Testament. 39. And we're going to knock out 5 of them this week. And within a few weeks, you're going to have all 39 books visualized, structured, and ordered in a way that you can understand. For example, if you go to the book of Genesis, the first book in the Old Testament, this is what you're going to find. In the book of Genesis, there's 50 chapters in the book of Genesis. But these 50 chapters only talk about 7 different things in the 50 chapters. And let me tell you what they talk about before I even read what they talk about. So you can write it down and you can begin to learn. You can begin your quest in studying the Creator's Word. The word Genesis comes from the Hebrew word Bereshit, which means beginning. As I stated before, it's only 50 chapters. And it only would tell you about 7 different things that Yahweh wants you to know. And let me give you number 1. You notice in the book of Genesis, the first chapter, the very first thing it wants you to know, in the very first verse, in the beginning, Elohim created the heaven and the earth. Now watch this so you can understand the very first thing you should learn to study. Starting at the 2nd chapter of Genesis, the very first verse. Don't forget, though, in the beginning, Elohim created the heaven and the earth. And watch what it says in Genesis 2:1. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the hosts of them. And on the 7th day, Elohim ended his work which he had made. And he rested on the 7th day from all his work which he had made. And Elohim blessed the 7th day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which Elohim created and made. And watch the 4th verse, because this is what I want you to write down. These are the generations of the heavens and of the earth when they were created in the day that Yahweh Elohim made the earth and the heavens. So in other words, the very first chapter, as well as the 2nd chapter, or part of the 2nd chapter, all it's telling you about is the generations or the genealogy of the heavens and the earth. So those are the first 2 things that Yahweh wanted you to read and study about in the book of Genesis. The whole book of Genesis is about genealogy and origin. How everything originated. Origin and genealogy. And this is two of the things that Yahweh wanted you to study. And you have to study these two things independent of one another. So every word talk about the heavens, you want to know what it's about. Little do people know the heavens was created on the second day of the week. But this is not relevant to most people, but it's very relevant to Yahweh. Because Yahweh say this is the genealogy of the heavens. And little do people know, on the third day, Yahweh will make the earth. And again, that means nothing to the world and to our people. But it means everything to Yahweh. A tree without roots is nothing. Everything has a root, an origin, a genealogy, or a day that they were made, that they were created, that they were born. Even if you don't know when that was. But it still exists. So number one, to understand Genesis, because Genesis in of itself means beginning. And it's going to tell you 7 beginnings that comprise the whole Bible, 39 books of the Old Testament. This is their beginning. Number 1 is the heavens. Number 2 is the earth. And not just the heavens and the earth. Yahweh wanted you to study and read about. Watch what else Yahweh wants you to read and study about. In the beginning, no other book can be read this way. No other book can be studied in this manner. And no other book is even designed this type of way. Here it is. Our people got all kind of false ideologies on the heavens. And it's only because they never studied the heavens. They've been taught things about the heavens from their enemies and took it as the truth. But it's not so. Our people have been told all kind of outlandish things about the earth that is not so. And as a result, the earth is in gross darkness. Well, the earth is in darkness and the people in gross darkness. The third thing that you must study, learn in the beginning, and we at the beginning of the 3rd year. And why is this so important? The third, as you will learn, represents are joining together unto our Creator. We know that because the one that Yahweh chose to join one to him is Levi. And who is Levi? Levi is the third tribe of Israel, the third son of Israel, whom Yahweh separated from all his brethren to bring them near unto Yahweh and to bless them in the name of Yahweh. And not only that, Yahweh himself came down on Mount Sinai to speak to his chosen people, that they might hear his word, that they might fear him, so that they also will be joined to him. And he gave them his 10 commandments. And when did he do this? In the 3rd month. When else did he do this? On the 3rd day of the week. And why the 3rd? Because that's what the 3rd represents. Yahweh's servant. One that would join himself unto Yahweh himself. In covenant, in marriage. And you'll read about this all over the book. And since we're in the 3rd year, there is no joining unto Yahweh without knowing his word. Therefore, you're going to get a dose, a high dosage of the word of Yah, but in a way, in a manner, by a path that was not known in the past. The 3rd thing that you must study in the book of Genesis, and once you study these 7 things, not only you will know Genesis, but you're going to know the origin, the genealogy, the beginning, and the root of what you know of as the Bible or the Old Testament. 39 books. And yes, it's going to teach you about the other books as well. How fictitious and counterfeit the other books are. The 3rd thing you'll find is in the book of Genesis, the 5th chapter. And watch what it says. This is the book of the generation of Adam. And Adam is called man. In the day that Elohim created man, in the likeness of Elohim made he him. Male and female created he them, and blessed them, and called their name Adam in the day when they were created. So if you want to know about Adam and his generations, and I may add, I praise the mighty Yah, because over the weekend we had our 26th annual Restoration of the Sacred Laws Conference this past weekend, where we brought leaders together to discuss the 400-year vision of Abraham. And one of the things that we talked about and discussed was the genealogy of Adam. And if you want to get that genealogy, to understand this great origin and line of Adam, all the way up until this very day, we have that. And you won't see this nowhere else. Not a work that's strictly and primarily from the scriptures. So the third thing that one has to study is the generations of Adam. The genealogy of Adam. The origin of man. And there's a lot of things that you're going to find that you didn't know. And I may add, we're going to deal with these things in detail. But right now, I'm just giving you an overview of our studies this year and how we will teach you and bring the Creator's Word to you. Because there's only 39 books. You can't read 39 books in a year? Well, you can. But what you have to do, they have to be broken down in a way that you can receive knowledge. And the Creator says, seek ye out of the book of Yahweh and read. None shall fail. None shall want or mate. For it is his mouth that has commanded, and it's his spirit that has gathered them. And you're going to understand why 39. Why not 66? Like the New Testament, they add 27 more books to what is known as the Bible. Well, those 27 books don't mean a hill of beans to the Creator's Word, because those 27 books are void of Yahweh's Word. And Yahweh don't speak a mumbling word in the New Testament. That's the great difference between the Old Testament and the New Testament. One clearly will let you know, thus says Yahweh. And the other will crystal clearly let you know, not one mumbling word of Yahweh. Period. So it's not a hard choice. Now, the fourth thing, we pointed out 3 things you got to know in Genesis. You got to study. It's only 50 chapters. But these 50 chapters in Genesis set the origin, genealogy of all things in the Old Testament. And I mean all things in the Old Testament. And all it is broken down in 7 different categories. Number 1, the genealogy of the heavens. Number 2, the genealogy of the earth. And number 3, the generations of Adam. And let me show you number 4. And number 4, you read about it in Genesis, the 10th chapter. And this is what it says. Now these are the generations of the son of Noah: Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And unto them were the sons born after the flood. So in other words, we gave you 3: heaven, earth, and Adam. Now to go beyond that, you got to study Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Because all the various nations of the earth today come from these three sons. So every time you read about a nation outside of Genesis and in Genesis, it's coming from these three. And there's various nations, various people, various families of the earth that you have to know about. The generations of Shem, the generations of Ham, as well as the generations of Japheth. Oftentimes people ask me, who is this? Who is that? Where did this people come? Where did that people come? Where did so-and-so get his wife? And where did so-and-so get their wife? You'll know all these things if you know how to study the scriptures, how to seek Yahweh out of his book, and how to get the knowledge of the holy. You must learn how to study as well as read. And I gave you 6 things that you got to study. And you do it in categories. Number 1, the heavens. Number 2, the earth. Number 3, Adam. Number 4, and I'm speaking about their generations or their genealogy. Number 5, 6, and 7, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Or 4, 5, and 6, I apologize. 4, 5, and 6. And to complete the cycle that will complete your studies of the book of Genesis and the origin of everything that you will read in the scriptures. And I mean everything. The origin of it. You'll find this. In the book of Genesis, the 12th chapter. The 7th thing that you must study, that you have to study, that will complete the cycle of your studies. And you're going to find out how to study each book of the Bible. We're going to show you Leviticus or Exodus and Leviticus and Numbers and Deuteronomy, and that will complete the 5 books of Moses. That will complete the law. And then we're going to the various writings and the various prophets and the various testimonies. There's order and structure to how one studies and how one read. And there's only 7 different ways to study the origin, the beginning, the generations or the genealogy of the book that we know of as the scriptures, the Old Testament, or the Bible. In the book of Genesis, the 12th chapter, which is the 7th thing you must study. The 12th verse, 12th chapter, 1st verse. Now Yahweh has said to Abram, get you out of your country and from your kindred and from your father's house to a land that I will show you. And I will make you a great nation. and I will bless you and make your name great, and you shall be a blessing. And what type of blessing will he be? Watch what it says in the 3rd verse. And I will bless them that bless you, and curse him that curse you. And in you shall all the families of the earth be blessed. Now, wouldn't you want to know how to be blessed in the earth? Every nation on this planet should be studying the works, the origin, the beginning, the foundation of Abram. If they desire to be blessed. Again, I want to read this one more time to you. In the book of Genesis, the 12th chapter, the 3rd verse. And I will bless them that bless you. Curse him that curse you. And in you shall all the families of the earth be blessed. And not only Yahweh wanted you to study this family of Abram, who he separated from his family. Let me show you why studying Abram, understanding Abram, will help you to understand how to be blessed. Watch what it says in the book of Isaiah 51. And you cannot study Abram without studying Yahweh's covenant, Yahweh laws, Yahweh statutes, and Yahweh judgments. That's why I said knowing how to structure and order your studies and your reading is essential to understanding these 39 books. And understanding these 39 books is essential to understanding how to join yourself unto Yahweh. And joining yourself unto Yahweh is exactly what Yahweh desires you to do. Watch what it says in the book of Isaiah 51. Listen to me, you that follow after righteousness, you that seek Yahweh. Look unto the rock wherefrom you were hewn, and to the hole of the pit wherefrom you were dug. Look to Abraham your father, and to Sarah that bore you. For I called him alone, and blessed him, and increased him. You see what Yahweh said? Yahweh said, if you want to follow after righteousness, you want to seek him, you got to look to the rock from which you came from. In other words, you got to look to your origin. You have to look to your beginning. You have to look unto your gene pool. In your gene pool, your beginning, your origin, your nativity is from a man named Abraham. And that's the seventh thing that you have to know. To know that is to understand how to be complete, how to be whole, and how to be one with Yahweh. Because not only will you learn righteousness in looking and following or looking under that rock from which you were hewn, which is Abraham and Sarah, you're going to find true righteousness. And let me show you what true righteousness is. That lies, that's buried under that rock. Watch what it says. In the book of Genesis, the 26th chapter. So not only all the families of the earth shall be blessed in Abraham, but if you want to have any righteousness at all, you must go to Abraham. And you only can find the righteousness of Abraham, the blessing of Abraham, its origin, its nativity, its beginning, in the book of Genesis. And I may add, not only that, this is the only book that has this beginning. 39 books is all you have to know to understand the very thing you must do. Watch what this says in studying Abraham, which is the seventh thing that you will learn and study and read about in the book of Genesis. In the book of Genesis, the 26th chapter, this is what it says in the very first verse. And there was a famine in the land, besides the first famine that was in the days of Abraham. And Isaac went to Abimelech, king of the Philistines, unto Gerar. And Yahweh appeared unto him and said, Go not down into Egypt, dwell in the land which I shall tell you of. Dwell in this land, and I will be with you, and will bless you. For unto you and unto your seed I will give all these countries, and I will perform the oath which I swore to Abraham your father. And I will make your seed to multiply as the stars of heaven, and will give to your seed all these countries. And in your seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed. Now, why is it talking about the seed of Isaac? That all these nations of the earth be blessed. And watch why. The 5th verse. Because that Abraham obeyed my voice and kept my charge, my commandments, my statutes, and my laws. This is what you're going to learn in studying Abraham, which is the seventh thing. Genesis is only broken down in 7 different things. Number 1, the heavens, the genealogy, the generations of the heavens. And everywhere in these 39 books, if you study the heavens, you won't be confused about all this going to heaven madness and confusion they would teach you in the New Testament. All the madness and confusion they would teach you in the Quran. All this madness and confusion they would teach you in the book of Enoch. All this madness and confusion they would teach you in the book of Joshua. In the book of Joshua, they will have Abraham worshiping moon, worshiping the sun, worshiping stars, worshiping beasts and animals. And that's not the Abraham that I read about in the scriptures that obeyed the voice of Yahweh, that kept his charge, his commandments, his statutes, and his laws. You study the heavens, and where are you going to know about the generations of the heaven? In Yahweh's book. Where would you learn and find about the generations of the earth? In Yahweh's book. The generations of Adam, in Yahweh's book. The generations of Shem, Ham, and Japheth, in Yahweh's book, as well as the generations or the blessing and righteousness of Abraham. Yes, in Yahweh's book. In all 50 chapters will detail these truths. And it was set in order, your studies, for all the other books. And how many is it? 39 books of the Old Testament. And when you have everything ordered, everything structured, I can assure you, make no mistake about it, you will have the knowledge of Elohim. And I also can assure you, if you committed to the things that you read and the studies that you undertake, you will be joined unto Yahweh. And I'm not just talking to Israel. Even the stranger himself can join himself unto Yahweh. Watch what the scripture says in the book of Isaiah, the 56th chapter. And there's only one way for a stranger to join himself unto Yahweh. Watch what it says. In the book of Isaiah, the 56th chapter, the first verse. Thus says Yahweh, keep you judgment and do justice. Well, how you do that, Yahweh? For my salvation is near to come. In other words, this is how one becomes saved. And my righteousness to be revealed. Well, what is the revelation of the righteousness of Yahweh. Well, you'll never know if you will not have the knowledge of Elohim of how to read and study. What you're learning right now is the revelation of Yahweh's righteousness. And where do it start? Where do it begin? Where is its nativity? Where is its origin? Yeah, with Abraham and Sarah. Watch what it says. The second verse. Blessed, since all the families of the earth will be blessed in him, blessed is the man that doeth this. And the son of the man that lays hold on it, that keeps the Sabbath from polluting it, and keeps his hand from doing any evil. Where are you going to learn that from? Who's you going to learn that with? Yeah, Abraham. And you're going to see with your own eyes. Because, look, we're going to go into these 7 studies so you can know what they are. But I'm giving you these 7 things first so you can begin your journey to join yourself unto Yahweh. 3rd verse. Neither let the son of the stranger that has joined, then not I say, you got to join yourself to Yahweh. But look here. Israel think they the only ones that can be joined to Yahweh. And that is not the truth. Watch what Yahweh say. Neither let the son of the stranger that has joined himself to Yahweh speak, saying, Yahweh has utterly separated me from his people. Neither let the eunuch say, behold, I am a dry tree. For thus says Yahweh unto the eunuchs that keep my Sabbath, and choose the things that pleaseth me, and take hold of my covenant. Even unto them will I give in my house and within my walls a place and a name better than of the sons and other daughters. And I will give them an everlasting name that shall not be cut off. Furthermore, and also the 6th verse, the sons of the stranger that join themselves to Yahweh, because what do you think the 3rd represents? It represents the joining unto Yahweh. Why? Who you think was the 3rd tribe? The 3rd born, Levi. And what do you think his job was? As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you something that a lot of people don't know. But before I show you that, watch this. Also, the sons of the strangers that join themselves to Yahweh, to serve him, to love the name of Yahweh, to be his servants, everyone that keeps the Sabbath from polluting it and takes hold of my covenant, even them will I bring to my holy mountain and make them joyful in my house of prayer. Their burnt offerings, their sacrifices shall be accepted upon my altar, for my house shall be called a house of prayer for all people. And Yahweh, which gathers the outcasts of Israel, says, yet will I gather others to him, besides those that are gathered unto him. And yes, Yahweh will gather Israel. He will gather those to Israel, and they and Israel will join themselves unto Yahweh. This is that year that Yahweh is looking to be joined together with his people. What do you think the third represents? Yahweh didn't come down on the third day of the week on Mount Sinai for no reason at all. He came down to deliver his covenant. Yahweh didn't wait till the third month in vain. Because the third represents the joining unto Yahweh. And all the various prophets and messengers of Yahweh, all will demonstrate in the scriptures this sign to let you know that they are from Yahweh, his representative, that will speak in his name. This is why Yahweh let his people know this. In the book of Exodus, the 20th chapter, watch what the Creator says. In the book of Exodus, the 20th chapter, the third commandment, the 7th verse. You might ask, why the 7th verse? And why the 20th chapter, for that matter? In the second book of the scriptures. You're going to learn all that. But watch what it says. You should not take, or thou should not take, the name of Yahweh your Elohim in vain. For Yahweh will not hold him guiltless that take his name in vain. See, once you join yourself unto Yahweh, it is inherent and expected that you are to represent his name. You're supposed to represent Yahweh. So therefore, this is part of your responsibility. And you're not going to know how to represent Yahweh nor his name if you do not study Abraham, which is the seventh thing you must read and study about in the book of Genesis. 7 different things that will propel you into your studies of the 39 books of the Old Testament. Seven different studies that will give you the knowledge of Elohim. And this knowledge will bring you unto righteousness, blessing, salvation, and the truth of our Elohim. Many of our people who's listening today, they don't know what righteousness is. They have not been introduced to righteousness. And Yahweh said, look unto the rock from whence you were hewn. And everybody didn't come from Abraham. So those who come from Abraham, a special, elected, and chosen seed of Abraham, only they and they alone can teach you the righteousness that was passed down through our Father. But what is righteousness? Well, let me show you what it is. You'll find this righteousness in the book of Deuteronomy. And watch what it says. In the book of Deuteronomy, the 6th chapter, and we're going to read the 24th and the 25th verse. And watch what it says. And Yahweh commanded us to do all these statutes. Why Yahweh? To fear Yahweh, our Elohim. Why Yahweh? For our good always. If you want to have good always, you got to do the statutes. You got to fear Yahweh, that he might preserve us alive as it is this day. And watch what it says, the 25th verse. And it shall be a righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before Yahweh our Elohim, as he has commanded us. See, our righteousness is our ability to keep Yahweh's commandments. And to study Yahweh's commandments, to know his laws, his statutes, and his judgments. You have to start with the study of Abraham and the blessing of Abraham. Now that's the study righteousness. That's the study the law. That's the study the commandments, statutes, as well as judgments. And you're going to see why that's so vitally important. But if you want to study the various nations all through the 39 books of the Old Testament, you got to study either Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And since all three is representative in the Old Testament, and I may add, there is none outside of these three today.
90 seconds.
None. You study Shem, Ham, and Japheth independently of one another. And you write down their descendants. And you write down every word talk about their descendants. And all the geographical locations. And all the places they will go. And all the various languages they speak. And all their families.
60 seconds.
And if you want to know about Adam, all the way up until the flood. His descendants, his genealogy, his origin. And I may add, the timeline of mankind, period. You got to study Adam. And you got to know, you want to know the time from him to now? We got it. All you got to do is call us. And we have that timeline.
10 seconds.
Everything you need to know and everything Yahweh wanted you to know about the heavens, about the earth, is right here in the scriptures. Seek ye out of the book of Yahweh and read. None shall fail. None shall want her mate. For his mouth have commanded, and his spirit has gathered them. The book of Genesis. 7 different things. It's only 50 chapters. And once you finish, then you'll be prepared, and then you'll be ready to go to the next chapter of your life. And we're going to show you what that is. So until tomorrow, Yahweh love you, and so do I. Shalom.
Yahweh, oh my soul. Bless Yahweh, oh my soul. Praises to your holy name. Bless Yahweh, oh my soul. Bless Yahweh, oh my soul. Bless Yahweh, oh my soul. Singing praises to your holy name. Bless Yahweh, oh my soul. Bless Yahweh, oh my soul. Bless Yahweh, oh my soul. Singing praises to your holy name. Bless Yah, all you witnesses, do not forget his benefits. Forgive iniquity till the diseases in my ligaments. The Redeemer and Creator, me from dust, he know I make up merciful and slow to anger. Gracious, only one can save us. Yah, who satisfies my mouth with good things. Bless Yah, who renews me like the eagle's wings. Bless Yah, who made his ways known unto Moses and his acts to the children of Israel, who he chosen. Bless Yah. Bless Yah, oh my soul. Bless Yah, all his angels. Bless Yah, all his holiness. Bless Yah, all his words. Bless Yahweh, oh my soul. Bless Yahweh, oh my soul. Bless Yahweh, oh my soul. Singing praises to your holy name. Bless Yahweh, oh my soul. Bless Yahweh, oh my soul. Bless Yahweh, oh my soul. Singing praises to your holy name. I will bless Yah at all times. His praise shall continually be in my rhymes. Praise Yah for unto us his glorious shine. Baruch Yah Malek Shema'im Alo Ba'aret. Praise Yah for he execute righteousness and judgment for all that are oppressed. He renewed my health like the eagle's wings. Yah fed my mouth with good things. So unto Yah his glory I sing. Yah bless.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.